Hi everybody, it's Chris here with Bernese Rockies, and welcome to another Burner Fan Friday episode. In this video, we're going to talk about something that's a little bit different, some breeder insights. I'm kind of let you in a little secret about some of the things that go on behind the scenes with us in terms of a specific topic, and that topic is whelping boxes. And so if you are looking to adopt a puppy yourself, maybe ask your breeder some questions. It might really kind of give you a sense of what kind of breeder you're really working with. And if you're a breeder, you're not going to want to miss this video. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and welcome to the Bernese of the Rockies official YouTube channel, the place to be if you love all things Bernese Mountain Dogs. Well, again, it's Friday, so we're so excited that you're here. It was such a beautiful day today. I mean, it was just a nice day here in Colorado. If you're here in Colorado, obviously, hopefully you got to enjoy some outdoors yourself. So, today we're going to talk about whelping boxes. Now, this is kind of maybe a segment I'll do, like maybe some breeder insights, just to let you know kind of what goes on behind the scenes, because you know, a lot of times, I mean, like if you go to like a pet store, you never know the background behind dogs or the breeders or different things like this. And from the get-go, you know, I've always wanted to be transparent with you and say, hey, this is how I do things, and build your trust. And for the most part, you know, I really help a lot of breeders too. They come to me for advice and questions, and you know, it's about being transparent for your adopting family. So if you are a you know, adopting family, I'm going to give you some little things you may ask and you may not. It's completely up to you. It's your call. And again, this video is strictly my opinion. So this has nothing to do with you know, a whole lot of science. And so, you know, you could, you know, at the end of the day, talk to your vet about whatever. But in terms of whelping boxes, now, in terms of whelping in general, it's like, you know, your puppies are being born. And so, you know, your puppies are in a safe place. They're not getting out because, you know, puppies are premature when they're born, just like kittens, where their eyes are closed and their ears are closed. So it's one of those things where they are sensing their mother. You know, they're going off a smell, and that's how they locate mother. Of course, mother's licking them and keeping them clean and things like this. But it's not like, you know, that they're just walking around and they know exactly, you know, where everything is. And so a whelping box is great for keeping everybody close together. And it's one of those things too where I recommend, if you are a breeder yourself, to get a box that's good for your breed. Because, you know, having Bernese Mountain Dogs, I need like one of the biggest boxes they make, and you know, or make myself. But if you have Yorkies, I mean, my dresser drawers are probably big enough to have a Yorkie litter, but that's just me. Hey, I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. But you know, if it's one of those things where you have a large breed dog, then you want to have a large breed you know, whelping box. If you have a small toy breed dog, you know, you want something smaller, because you don't want puppies going all over the place. You know, if puppies can't find mom, it means they're not getting milk, and they're not getting nutrition, everything they need to be able to grow as a puppy. So why, as an adopting family or individual, why would you even care about a whelping box? And I think a lot of it comes down to your preference with your breeder. So if your breeder's open, like I try to, you know, like I'm doing videos for you guys. So if it's something where you ask your breeder, what kind of whelping box do you have? You're probably going to stop them in their tracks, because nobody asked this. I've been doing this for many, many years, and I've never had one person ask me what kind of whelping box I use. I actually tell people because I'm excited about it. I like to educate people about, you know, what I do and how I do things, so that they can see that there's a difference. Now, where I thought is important to bring up this video is because, you know, when you're on social media and you're on Facebook and different things like this, I notice things, people notice things like this. And so just like the other day, I was speaking to somebody on the phone, and they're commenting about how I hold my puppies in the videos, and you can see that I care about them and stuff. And I'm like, well, it's just, I never really thought about it. You know, that's just how I am. But I see a lot of people when they'll put like a picture of their puppies. They say, hey, we have a litter coming up. You know, here's the mom, here's the babies. And you look in the distance, you can see their environment. And a lot of times you're seeing pictures of a whelping box. And what's kind of hard for me, you know, that I get kind of frustrated with it, is when you see, you know, a litter and you see like paint chipping. You know, they have a box that they painted, and you know there's paint chipping off, or you have wood chips or splinters, or some puppies are like on tarps. They're not even in a box, they're just running around everywhere. And granted, you know, these are, you know, personal preferences for each breeder. So, you know, if you've been doing this for 30 years and you like to put your puppies in the swimming pool, more power to you. This is just, you know, me talking. So when I look at these pictures and I see puppies that are like in whelping boxes that have like seen litter after litter after litter, if there's paint chipping and stuff like this, there's a good chance that those litter boxes could be contaminated. I mean, you could get Giardia and Coccidia, and you get all these different, you know, bacteria and stuff that can get stored in your whelping box if you use it just litter after litter after litter. And when people put the pictures online, it's kind of like I don't know if they don't pay attention to say, you know, this looks bad. I mean, this does, you know, and you see some people, I mean, I've seen, you know, TV shows where somebody might have hunting dogs or different things, and they'll just have them outside and they're like in straw or whatever. So again, each person has their own preference. But for me, my puppies are indoors all the time, and so you know, I just wanted to give some tips to breeders and adopting families. So some of the things. So a lot of times people will build their own whelping box, and you know, those use, you know, lumber, just, you know, lumber that you get from your local, you know, hardware store. But with lumber, it's porous, and so that's why you can stain it and things like this. So imagine if your dog is, you know, you get feces and you get urine and stuff that gets on the wood. It can soak into this wood, and even though you bleach it and stuff, it can still get in there and just really doesn't keep it super clean. So alternatively, what people do is they paint it. They say, oh, well, I'll buy the best paint there is. And trust me, I put paint on my house and it just gets eaten away. So it's one of those things. Imagine in here where you have little paws and little claws. It can easily take that paint away. So what that means then is then that puppy's potentially eating your paint chips, you know, and you know, getting splinters. You know, I couldn't imagine having a little puppy with, you know, chewing on wood and stuff like that. So you know, a lot of times people do this and they'll just make, you know, whatever size they need, and this is just obviously one alternative. Another alternative people use like wafer board, or, you know, this isn't necessarily plywood. Some people call it plywood, but it's like, you know, just sheeting and stuff. You know, you could find this anywhere. But again, one side is super rough, you know, one side is a little bit smoother, but you know, it's like it's really hard to see, but they're like, it's all glued, and it's just not made for a whelping box, you know. And again, even if you paint it, you know, it's going to get stuff in it, and it's so hard to keep it clean, you know. So, you know, even like online, you know, you have various, you know, you have like corrugated plastics, which, you know, depending on what breed you have, that might work extremely fine. You know, I mean, you can kind of wash them down and things like this. But when you have a 120, 130 pound dog, it's going to bust it. I mean, it just, they move around and they get everywhere, and it's not the ideal situation. So, you know, again, some people might use playpens, some people might use, you know, they might build their own box. I've heard people have great success with, like, I believe it's MDF board with like shelving, but it has like this laminate stuff on the outside where you can actually keep it clean. But as part of a whelping box, it's important to have pig rails or hog rails, some people call them. And it's like a board that goes around the inside of the box, so that if the puppies get behind mom, she can't necessarily just squish them. And so again, if you have this nice MDF board or this, you know, kind of, you know, nice cleanable surface, but then you have, you know, hog rails or pig rails or whatever made out of lumber and painted, you still have the same situation where if they go to the bathroom on it, you're trying to scrub it and it gets down in that wood and the bacteria just stays there. Now granted, you know, hopefully your puppies are sanitary, everything's fine, but if something happens, that could, you know, continuously just keep contaminating litter after litter. So you might be saying, okay, Chris, you've been saying everything not to use. What do we use? So if you're a breeder, usually you get like these Revival Animal Health magazines. This is the spring edition. If you do not get this, I really recommend Revival Animal Health. I'm not sponsored by them by any means, and in fact this whole video is not, but they do great work, great service, so I really recommend them. So in the back here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's called Magna Whelping Boxes. Probably really can't see that there. But you can probably look at revivalanimalhealth.com. It's called the Magna Whelping Box. It's made by Lakeside Products. And imagine like a cutting board for your dogs. I mean, it's like cutting board material where it's non-porous. It is, you can clean it. It doesn't get, there's no cracks or crevices. You can't store stuff in it. So imagine even like, if you had a clean home, which I'm sure you do, but would you eat off the floor? If somebody had been walking through it and different things like this, probably not. And so it's one of those things with a whelping box, you got feet everywhere and different things like this. You got to keep it clean all the time. So again, I love the Magna box by Lakeside Products, and you can find it at a variety of online stores, but Revival Animal Health has it. It's great shipping and everything. So I had the largest box they have here. So a few things to kind of note is, you can kind of see how it slides. I can take this out for mom, and there's another little piece too that goes on top. But you notice at the ends there, it all goes together like a big puzzle piece. And this is some, sturdy stuff. This isn't junk by any means. And the sides, like I said, the box is massive. It has holes, so it actually have handles. You can lift it up because, a whelping box, another thing that makes a difference is the flooring. And so, if you have an epoxy floor that is sanitary, then, that's still, it's a floor though where puppies can get cold. And of course, if you're a breeder, you already know this, that puppies have to stay at a certain temperature for survival. And so if, again, talk to your vet. We usually try to stay between 90 to 95 degrees. And then each week, we start going down some. But, even if it's warm up high, it's cold down low for them. So if they're on concrete or something, it's going to be cold. So again, for us, they have heating pads that you can get specifically for these boxes, and it's amazing. So one other thing I'll show you here. So here's a pig rail. Again, you can kind of see the material. This is, again, this is some sturdy stuff, but I'm gonna try to do this one-handed here. So again, these kind of slide in. And then, if I can get it side here, and then that keeps it where the puppies, can have a safe space to go in where, mom can't roll over on them. So if you're a breeder, run out and get one of these boxes. If you don't already have one, you're going to save yourself in time with disinfecting, and you can use bleach and stuff, and there's no cracks, everything can be taken apart. If you get something really nasty, you could pressure wash it. This is by far the best whelping box around. And is it cheap? Not at all. But do your puppies matter to you? Do you care about your adopting families? Do you want them to have the best puppies possible? And of course, you're probably saying yes. So if that's true, then it all starts with the small things, and that's making sure that your puppies are in a clean, safe environment. And so that's why I personally like using the Magna Whelping Box. And again, I'm not sponsored by them by any means. So again, if you truly care about your puppies, and this is, I'm talking to you breeders, so if you truly care about your puppies, now granted, you may have, I've seen some amazing whelping rooms that have tile and everything, but you could even get stuff in grout if it's not sealed properly. So I'm not picking on the people. Obviously you know who you are. There's people who have extremely, facilities that are just strictly for whelping, and they are commercial processes, and they have everything clean. But if you are, somebody who might be starting out, if you're somebody who are using you're using the wood and stuff, you could potentially be storing bacteria and stuff that's going from puppy litter to puppy litter, and you might be wondering, why do my puppies keep getting Giardia? Why do they keep getting coccidia? Why do they keep getting these things? Why do my puppies getting sick? you know, my puppies are eating paint, things like this. This isn't stuff that you want to happen. So by having a clean, nice whelping box, you're going to save a lot of time. And again, I super recommend this whelping box by, you know, Lakeside Products. And again, in the this Revival Health magazine, you know, you can see they even have playpens. I mean, you know, you can get this super decked out. So again, I really recommend this whelping box, and hopefully, you know, you appreciate this video. So if you're adopting family, you know, maybe ask your breeder, what kind of whelping box do you use? Can I see a picture of it, you know? And so, you know, it might give you an idea of how devoted your adopting your breeder is. So again, thank you for watching Berner Fan Friday. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and share it. Let me know in the comments, you know, what kind of whelping box you prefer. You know, things like this. And so again, you notice on this page, we also have links to our Patreon. So, you know, if you like this video or other videos we do, for as little as $2 a month, this is a fan-funded channel. You can help us continue to make great videos and stuff and educational videos for you. So it's definitely appreciated. So again, if you have a dog, hug a dog and be blessed.